Hey there! It is time for some real talk with Aaron and Steve here on Steve Shetler Media. Aaron, how you doing today?
I'm not doing too bad, Steve. How are you?
Doing okay. Yeah, we're into November now, and we're doing this on another Monday evening with Real Talk, Aaron and Steve. Aaron M. Fleming, the author, the pastor at New Life in Wellman, Iowa. So you want to put a plug in for New Life?
Sure. New Life is a great little church in the friendly little town of Wellman. If you live close by, we'd love to have you at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning, right there in the YMCA building in North Park in Wellman. It's a friendly crowd.
It is.
Kind of a come as you are. We have had people show up in pajamas before. And our philosophy is the friend was depressed.
All right.
Just really depressed.
Okay.
So depressed that she couldn't change into regular street clothes.
It happens.
So, just having you there. Please do wear some clothes. Clothing is not optional, but the kind of clothing you wear is pretty optional. And you know what? On the other end of the spectrum, Larry Huber is always wearing a nice shirt and a tie. And Mark Wanless was a friend who passed away a number of years ago, but he always came in a suit and a tie. And I don't know if you knew him or not.
I don't think so. That does not ring a bell.
Mark was a suit and tie guy. So anywhere from pajamas to suit and tie, you're more than welcome. It's a good time.
Yes, for sure. I went to that church for several years, and good people, and highly recommended. So that's in the big town of Wellman, Iowa. What are we talking real about today, Aaron? Let's put your microphone up just like that.
Okay. We're talking real good news. And I figure we need a dose of good news, Steve.
Yep.
There's plenty of bad news.
Always bad news.
We got wars. We've got politics. We've got sports. Let's not talk about that today.
Yeah.
But just there's always some bad news going on.
Sure. Yeah, and bad news is the predominant thing. If you watch news or if you read the paper or whatever, it's always the bad news. The good news always gets like a little section at the end.
Except on Steve Shetler Media.
Yeah.
Where we're dedicated to brightening your day. Yeah. So I'll tell you, as a pastor, one thing that makes me feel sad is when I see things on Facebook where Christians, and they're well-meaning, but even Christians will say things like, well, things are just going to keep getting worse and worse until Jesus comes back. And
I've been guilty of that.
Well, I didn't mean to come in here and set you straight or something, Steve, but I want to share something from the book of Isaiah that often gets overlooked when we talk about the end times. So I'm going to share this good news, and then we're going to get into some more practical phrases that you and I can say to the people that we love or that we're trying to love, or who are trying to love us. And we'll talk about that for a little bit too.
All right.
Here's some good news for you. In the last days, sorry, this is Isaiah chapter 2. The last days, what's that? That's the end times, right?
It is, yeah.
In the last days, the mountain of the Lord's temple will be established as chief among the mountains. It will be raised above the hills, and all peoples will stream to it. Many peoples will come and say, come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob. He will teach us his ways, so that we may walk in his paths. The law will go out from Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And now catch this. This is where the news really gets good. They will beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation will not take up sword against nation, nor will they train for war anymore.
Okay.
So, there you go. Good news. The end times. Now, if we would go and read the book of Revelation, which we're not going to read all of that in one setting here on Real Talk, but there's some frightening things.
Yeah.
But the end times are not going to be all bad. There's a promise from God right there that even if some things are getting worse, other things will be getting better. So hang on to your hats. We're in for a ride. And I'm not even saying it's the last days right now. Could be.
And if you've read the book, or if you haven't read the book, spoilers, Good things are happening at the end.
There you go. That's what you need to know. So, while we wait around, whether this is the end of days or not the end of days, you've got friends, you've got family, you've got loved ones, and you're wondering how to get along with them. Steve isn't wondering because he always gets along with his friends and loved ones.
All the time.
But the rest of us are wondering, what can I do to take the initiative, to make things happen, to deepen my relationships? And so I've got a couple. Last week, Steve, we were working on 3-word phrases like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I was wrong. And you were right that the Fonz did have trouble saying,
Hey.
I was wrong. I am sorry. So those are our 3-word phrases.
Those are tough ones to spit out sometimes.
We're going to graduate, though.
All right. It's getting tougher.
We're going to move up to 4-word phrases.
All right. Is this like a game that you can play on Saturday night with the family where you do 3-word phrases and then now, 4-word phrases? That's the big money. Those are the big points.
Absolutely. Gather the family around for Saturday night dinner and practice your difficult relational phrases. Here's one for you. How can I help?
See, yeah, offering to help out.
Yeah. How can I help? That one's tricky, or it can be, at least for me.
Mm-hmm.
True fact, my wife, okay, pause for a moment. Have we talked about love languages yet on Steve Shetler Media?
I can't remember. I don't know.
Maybe we'll come back to that some other time. But love languages, basic idea is each of us gives and receives love in a different way. Maybe it's words of affirmation. You just really touches your heart when somebody says, hey, good job. I really appreciate you. For others of us, it's acts of service.
Mm-hmm.
And you just feel like $1 million if somebody sweeps the floor for you or washes the dishes. And that's not my strong suit.
Okay.
But it is Sweet Melissa's strong suit. That's my wife, for those of you listening and watching. She's just great about cleaning and taking care of the family.
Okay.
But I've noticed something.
Uh-oh. What's that?
The chores are never done. The chores are never done. So if I say, how can I help? Sometimes I feel like I'm looming on the edge of a bottomless pit.
You're setting yourself up.
I'm set. Yeah. Oh, you want to help?
Yeah.
Let me count the ways.
Yeah.
But you know what? Sometimes we just got to man up.
Yes.
That's all there is to it. So.
And you know what? Sometimes I was also thinking that offering to help, sometimes all it is maybe lending an ear or just sitting and listening to your wife or whoever just talk about their day or vent. That could be enough of all they need for help. So.
And that would certainly fall under the love language of quality time.
Okay.
And that was also a perfect segue to our next phrase,
hey.
which is possibly even more dangerous. What do you need?
Oh, there you go.
What do you need? Now, just among us men, how many of us have ever tried to fix things for our wives?
Sure.
And had our wives say, what do they say?
Yeah. I don't need fixing.
I'm pretty sure you do. Take that off of your list of things to say. I'm pretty. Yeah. Sometimes the people around us who are hurting don't need to be fixed. Or even if you're pretty sure that they need to be fixed, if they don't know that yet, maybe back off the how can I help and start off even more basic. What do you need? What do you need from me right now in this situation? And sometimes, yeah, you're right. It's just a listening ear, somebody to vent to, somebody who will listen and care. And sometimes that's it.
Yeah.
Just some listening. So, guys, you can do it. I know it would be great if all of our relationship problems could be solved with WD-40 and duct tape. But it was not to be.
Yeah. And,
So-
and you know, sometimes the just listening comes at inopportune times where maybe you are a fixer and you're just, it's inside of you and it's just trying to bubble out to fix something, but sometimes you just have to hold that in. Or maybe it's at an inconvenient time where, you know, you're really wanting to do something else, but you got to sit there for 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
And just take the time to listen and hang out.
Hanging out can be tough sometimes. If
Yeah.
we're goal-oriented, task-oriented kind of people and we want to get stuff done. Just a little story on myself, Steve. A couple of weeks ago, I took a group of friends to a Christian summer camp to do some work projects. And I was ready. Our main project was splitting firewood.
Okay.
You know, their lodge uses a lot of firewood in the winter, and the kids burn a lot of wood in the summer for campfires, roasting
Sure.
the s'mores and singing the campfire songs and stuff. And I was just really ready to work hard. And it turned out that the atmosphere was more relaxed. And I kept needing to remind myself, okay, slow down. This is not about how much we can do. It's about relationships. And then God provided rain
Okay.
to help me slow down because
Yeah.
couldn't work. Had to deal with some frustration. Thanks God. But I guess I prayed for patience. So He'll always help you find a way to slow down if you pray for patience. So
Sure.
hey, let's do just one more.
All right.
One more phrase, and this is the bonus round, Steve. It's a
Okay.
5-worder.
my
5
drum roll.
words. I am proud of you.
Hey, there you go. And yeah, you know, I totally don't say that enough to people. And I had somebody say that to me in the past week, and it made me feel really good about what I was doing with Steve Shetler Media. They said they were proud of me, and like, man, yeah, that hit me right in the heart.
Well, I came here planning on saying that too. I am proud of you, Steve.
Well, thank you.
This is just an amazing show that you've got going on here, and it connects local people and Sigourney and the surrounding communities. I think it's just fantastic, and I'm proud of you for putting yourself out there and taking this risk and starting this new business. This is really
Right in
cool.
the heart.
Oh,
We'll do the Taylor Swift heart thing.
and maybe Taylor Swift would like to come on Real Talk with Aaron and Steve. Or maybe you could come into Steve Shetler Media and sing a song, Taylor.
Yeah, there you go.
That would be very kind of you. Yeah, it's amazing to me, or as the years go by, how much I'm proud of you means from my dad.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I'm 46. Why do I need my dad to tell me that he's proud of me? Or my mom? I thought that was like for kids.
Yeah.
Turns out it's not for kids. It's for all of us. So our encouragement for you this week, dear listeners, is find somebody in your life that's done something well or is trying, putting themselves out there, and let them know you're proud of them. You admire them. They're doing good. I'm proud of you, Steve. Proud of our listeners.
I'm proud of you.
Oh,
He's a good pastor and friend.
thank you.
He's put up with a lot of gunk from me over the years so. And helped me out a lot.
Well, that's what friendship is about, moving forward together. So we'll leave that with you for our final thought for today. Thanks for being with us on Real Talk. And we'll be back next week for some more Real Talk. But in the meantime, give us a like, give us a share, give us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. If you've got questions for us or a topic that you would like to hear about, if there's something real that nobody else in media is talking about, why isn't anybody talking about lung disease in dogs? We'll give it a shot. All right. Have a great week, everybody.
Yep, we'll see you later.